I started having a crossover where afterwards I watched this. I think this might have been a couple months ago, like a couple months old. I'm not sure. No, maybe a year. I don't know. But I watched this other documentary, and it was called "We Need to Talk About Cosby." And don't worry, we're not going to talk about Cosby.
Oh, thank God.
But I saw I started thinking about it. Made me think about Michael Myers actually, and I started thinking about Halloween Ends because that's coming up. And sir, I think we need to talk about Michael because as this movie approaches, I'm thinking of a variety of different ways this can go, and I think we need to have these hard conversations before this movie happens. I think we need to prepare.
All right, let's tear the band-aid off.
All right. Where are you sitting right now? Would Lori surviving this shit by the end of it?
The same place I would be at if they brought Nev Campbell back again and didn't kill her.
Mm-mm.
I'd be pretty mad. If you're going to bring somebody back like that, the Nev Campbell thing, though, that's valid because she should be able to ride off into the sunset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lori, on the
Yeah.
other hand,
I don't want to say that she's done anything like irredeemable or anything like that, but like the madness has changed her in a way that she needs a release. Like it would be an act of mercy, if anything.
yeah, I just worry that they're gonna do something ham-fisted that it's just already out of pocket after Halloween Kills, since that is so divisive, and I don't know why. Um, if they're gonna do that and kind of hammy get her out of there unscathed, not unscathed, but you know what I mean. Like she walks away from the same thing that kills Michael. I will be a little bit disappointed just because it's a fitting end.
Now, I've run a couple scenarios in my head, and I could see them playing out in a variety of different ways, and it could go either way, but they all lead to questions that have either impossible answers or tough answers. So, if she doesn't survive, I imagine that she's got to go out in some sort of martyr-esque way, or she's got to take Michael out with her. You know, like this is like a Sigourney Weaver Aliens 3 fire jump. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Something
yeah.
to that effect. Now, say she takes out Michael Myers, or at least, yeah, okay, well, yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah, say she takes out Michael Myers. Can you? Now, this to me, I think is an interesting way to go, but I don't trust people's greed. Halloween was kind of like I'm not gonna say it was the very first, but you know, of the mainstream ones, it was for all intents and purposes the first. Why not do the one thing that none of these long-term franchises has ever had the balls to do? Actually fucking end. But it's too iconic. He makes too much money. You know he's not gonna be gone. But if you bring him back, did she really win? Like it's a slap in the character Laurie's face if he comes back.
I have a solution.
I have a solution too, but I don't think it's a good one.
Oh, I was just gonna say completely reboot. Like,
Well, I think that's what you would have to do. But I think the other thing is, and I even asked my mom this, and she was actually a very traditionalist and was just like, "Shut the fuck up with that talk." Because I asked, I'm like, and I'm gonna ask you, does the evil that is Michael Myers have to be in the body that's Michael Myers? Can that
oh,
evil exist in a different body?
you want a Friday the 13th Part 5?
Because if Laurie destroys the body that's Michael Myers and that stays dead, but you bring back that evil in a different form, I think maybe you could get away with it. But then my mom was just like, no, it has to be Michael Myers. Shut the fuck up.
So we're gonna get down to some lore here. Let's get down to some lore here. So
Mhm.
if you go by the route of Halloween 6, the producer's cut, technically you could pass it on to somebody else, and that is a viable option. I probably wouldn't do it just because they haven't, in this timeline, they haven't established that element to it. So I've talked to my brother and some people about this too, where if that's the case, what is the evil power behind Michael? Is it the mask? Is it the shoes? Is it the coveralls? Like, what is the evil crux
That's
on the whole
yeah.
thing?
Because like I was even thinking like what you could do is, and I'm not saying this is the right thing to do. These are just random ideas that pop into the head. But Lori goes out, taking out Michael as well, so they're both out. And then you have your farewells with the surviving family, the granddaughter, to Judy Greer. Well, no, Judy, she went out, I think, at the end of Halloween Ends. Um, but you wrap everything up, you do your credits, and then you either have a mid or a post credits thing. And it's the fucking house, like the main house. And it has like one of those fucking like real estate signs on it, but now it has a fucking sold on it, and it's like Halloween or whatever. And inside you see like a kid dressed as a clown and shit. And then that's it. That's it. Like it doesn't go it doesn't go any further than that. You just see that the kid who now lives in the house is a little boy dressed up as a clown on Halloween, and he's walking up them stairs, and that's it.
That actually, I mean, using the house as the source of evil, that's not a bad idea because say Judy Greer is not actually dead.
Mhm.
The end scene of Halloween Kills with her mimics Michael standing in the window. And maybe, maybe Judy Greer's going to be Michelle Myers. And that could be a thing. That that has bothered me about it because I know they're going to do some shady shit like that. I agree though. That would be I think a much better um, send off for it rather than again trying to get hammy with it and doing something that you wouldn't probably even do in a 1980s one-off slasher movie where you could take a risk on anything.
Mhm.
The brand integrity for Halloween, I mean, Jesus Christ, you've seen the fans. They are about a different breed as Friday the 13th super fans are. So, yeah, you're not going to please everybody too. And that's going to be another piece at the end of the day. So it's going to whatever they do to bring him back or bring back the franchise, it's going to have to give all of those individual groups enough to not piss them all off. Because then it'll probably fall back into hell like Nightmare on Elm Street has.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see I don't see the movie ending with Jamie Lee Curtis alive. And it's like, even it's like if she does like live, then I'm like, not saying the character doesn't deserve a happy ending. I'm not saying that. But I don't, I'm like, where you, she's just gonna come back? And I know she doesn't want to do anymore after this. Like, this is it. So you gotta Han Solo that shit.
I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Exactly. And it's like I just the only way that I think that you see yourself out of this box that they've painted themselves in is end it, and then if you have to go back to that well, yo, Sparrow,
Sparrow.
if you have to go back to that well, then you gotta just reboot, completely different, new, start over.
Halloween was originally supposed to be an anthology series, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to reboot it and keep the Michael Myers character, who's to say you can't do a whole new family and not Rob Zombie it up? Give it that classic sheen. You'll sell tickets like hotcakes. Now, speaking of anthology, the ending of Halloween Ends is apparently up in limbo right now, and they haven't decided on which one to go with that they've shot. That came out of Bloody Disgusting today.
Do it like Clue, man.
Just give us all of them. At the end of the movie, Laurie's dead. The daughter comes up. Michael's dead. Picks up the mask. Little four-leaf clover logo under the mask.
Yeah.
Michael's a robot from Silver Shamrock. And we just jumped into the reboot of Halloween Season of the Witch. Not Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. They're going to do it right this time and do it Halloween Season of the Witch.
All right, then I'm gonna throw. Let me throw this at you. What are the chances? What are the chances? Even for in any way possible, I don't care how it's done, for a full solid second, at minimum. What are the chances we see Tommy Adkins show up?
We will, but it'll be the Tom Atkins ass scene from Halloween 3, and it'll be in a window of a house.
Yeah.
Just like that Rescuers Down Under slip up.
Yeah.
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 No, I think if they do that, honestly, if they do go off the rails and decide they want to bring Halloween 3 into the mix, which I think the cult status of it has brought it up enough to where it would be potentially viable to do that. Tom Atkins is going to show up. Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He would have to be there. And maybe that's why, Ian, Joe Bob's doing the thing on October, when is it? Is it October 18th or something? Maybe that's why he's doing it, because they're going to premiere Halloween. No, they're not going to premiere Halloween Ends there, but they're going to do Halloween 3, and Tommy Atkins is going to be there to promote the whole thing. There you go.
They're gonna do as long as they do a grill. I want them to grill. I want to grill out with Tom Atkins.
Grill out with Tom Atkins and Joe Bob and Darcy. Damn.
Some fine barbecue chicken. Yes, please. Yes, please.
And also, let me ask you every question under the sun. I want all of the knowledge.
But yeah, so essentially that's where I was at. I was just trying to figure out what the fuck they're gonna do with this, because it's coming up, and honestly, I'm scared either way. Like how do you land this dismount?
You gotta have faith in David Gordon Green. And you gotta have faith that the studio's not gonna step in and do something stupid. That's like That second one more so than the first one. But that's kind of what I'm worried about too. That there is gonna be that because there's the franchise tag on him, that they're gonna have to leave it open ended so they can do the movie again. And I'm like, you can't do that if the title of the movie is Halloween Ends. I mean,
Well, haven't they used the Final Friday like three or four fucking times? No, no,
the fourth one and Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, yeah.
no one's ever really gone. This is a movie about family. This was important.
Oh, we live in to quote Sir Bob Briggs. We live in an age of irony. So if they did name it Halloween Ends and it didn't have a finite end to it, the movie's gonna get dragged into oblivion.